their life is just in shambles. That's not true. It's actually the opposite, because people who want to be successful, people who want to achieve, recognize that there's benefits in developing themselves and getting help and seeking how to move forward. Because it's really for anybody who knows that they can be empowered to be something more than what they are right now. It's a very healthy state to actually be in. Now yesterday, I don't even actually declare this. Yesterday I was asked, and it's unfortunate that time gives us constraints, because when I shared my story, you only have an hour and a half to give a whole talk. I actually have education and a background in the criminal justice system and worked for most of my adult professional life in criminal justice. And realized once I had made it to where I thought I wanted to be, which was an executive of a criminal court in the state of Texas, that I wasn't very happy and I wasn't enjoying it. And I almost got to a point where I was dreading going to work just because I didn't feel like, I knew there had to be more, and I felt that stirring, like this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. That I'm not supposed to spend it all day, every day, calculating and strategizing how to get people to go to jail for 30, 40, 50 years. That's not who I am, and I want something else. And so contrary to what it looked like, I stepped out and said, I'm not going to do this anymore. And unfortunately, yesterday we just kind of glanced over it. I guess left some people thinking that it was just like, oh, okay, la-di-da, I'm not going to do this anymore, now I'm going to do this and everything's fine. No. And or slate clean. That's where you can begin to make change. Because you all have potential. Each and every one of us is sitting in this room with potential. Yesterday I talked about how, I noticed in Genesis about how God brings things forth because he looks at the potential that's in something. And so we all have potential, and God's trying to get us to operate in our potential. We're staying in our circumstance. And so when you can finally realize that there's something bigger inside of you than the life you're currently living, you'll want to start living that. You'll want to start reaching up and growing to that potential. But you have to become painfully, consciously aware of it and recognize it. The next thing we talked about is, where are you going? And I kind of talked about how, now we have GPS, which, it's an unseen, mysterious force field. I didn't know what it was. I mean, I knew I used it, but I didn't know what it was. And it tells us at all times where we are and where we're going. But I think what really got me is when I found out the United States government, it's managed by the United States Air Force, but the United States government spends $750 million US every year just for us to have GPS, which is an incredible amount of money. And I thought,